In this video, I want to go through everything that I have in my home studio. This is where I do all my film. This is where I mix my film in Atmos. So let's get to it. So welcome into my studio. This is where mostly I do all my feature film. This is where I spend mostly all of my days creating, writing, editing. This is my main home. And I want to go through everything that I have so that you can maybe get an idea of how to build a home studio that can be effective and that doesn't cost a lot of money. The first thing that I have is my MacBook Pro. This is what I'm using every day. This is my MacBook Pro M3 Max, 64 gig of RAM. I've decided to go with a laptop because I travel a lot. So I don't think it makes sense for me money-wise to have, let's say, a Mac Mini here or a Mac Studio and having a laptop that goes with me when I'm traveling and when I make my feature film, because most of it's double the price. It's with this laptop I have a screen, it can be portable, and speed-wise it's exactly the same thing. As my main monitor, I've decided to use a LG TV, so this is the LG C3 OLED. I've decided I had Asus before. I had so many monitors that was not OLED, and I've decided mostly I wanted one monitor. This is big, this is the 42-inch. It's OLED, pure black, colors are amazing. It's professionally calibrated with Kalman. So I've decided that one monitor that have perfect colors is money efficient. You have the real estate of screen and the colors are beautiful and perfect. And I don't like having two monitors when it's split in the middle and you don't have true blacks. And mostly in the end, the way I'm building everything, it's always, what can I do that can save money? You know, and that's mostly everything that people wants to know is how can we have something great when it costs nothing. So I've decided with the LG, it's a no-brainer. It's big, it's cheap. I got it for around $800 and it's gonna last me for at least a couple of years. Keyboard, mouse, pretty basics. I got the Logitech MX Master. I think the mouse is Series 3. Logitech is the what do I have Logitech wise? Yeah, it's the same thing, the MX keys for Mac. And I don't know, it's gray, it's cheap, I like it, and it fits with the mouse, and pretty basic. For my desk, I'm using a stainless steel, I think it's 75-inch wide. I needed something big to put everything on. It's made of stainless steel and woods, and you have, it's made of this kind of a plain material. It's pretty badass. I think it cost me around $1,000 like 10 years ago. I like it mostly for the size, and it's pretty heavy, so just moving that thing, it's impossible, so I'm stick with it. So behind me, you have the Biodynamic M90 Pro. I wanted to have just a microphone that is great quality, cheap. It's around $200, $250, and mostly it's mostly for podcasts that I don't do. And on the walls, as you can see, I have soundproof panel. I got 8 of them and make them. Of course, if you buy them, they're gonna look way more professional, but they're pretty badass. And so instead of costing me like $2,000-$3,000 or something like that, it cost me around $500. Does an amazing job. So this is one of the most crucial part for any kind of sound mix room, whatever. You need sound panels so that it kills all the reverb, all the echo in your room, so that it sounds just not dead, but almost, so that when it's time to mixing with your speaker, you hear all the little details and mostly the sound, it's not gonna bounce left and right. That's really crucial. And 2, on the back, I have a beautiful Gothic guitar. I don't really play guitar, but sometimes it's cool when I do my sound design. I play the guitar, I plug in into the card, and I just create ambience. I got a bunch of plugins to create sound and ambience, and with just a lot of delay and reverb and shimmering, you can really create beautiful sound design that I'm using in my film. So you don't need to know how to play guitar. Sometimes it's just feeling and you play with it. And of course on my desk I have the micro panel for Blackmagic to do color grading. I didn't think it was that useful because I'm so good with the mouse and I'm quick with the mouse, but once you go with the panel, it just makes everything way more surgical, it's way more precise. And I didn't think it would be such a big deal, but it is. You just go way faster. So I would suggest if you do professional color grading, invest in that. And now the most important part in my room is the Atmos System. This is my new baby. Before I was mixing in 5.1, and I've decided now for the price, you can invest into an Atmos System. It's brand new, of course, not a lot of places know how to do the Atmos. A lot of it is mostly done for music, but for film, it's kind of brand new. In the independent world at least, but the point is that you pay maybe $1,000, $2,000 more and you have an Atmos system that's gonna last for a long, long time. So with 12 speakers, you create 7.1.4. So it means you have 7 on the floor, you have 1 subwoofer, and you have 4 in the ceiling. And then with that, it doesn't cost that much, seriously. The first 3 at the front for left, center, stereo, they are the most important ones. So I would suggest to really invest in great speakers that really do the job, because they are the most precise one that you're gonna use the most. And the one that I have is the Atmos Audio A5X. So I got 3 of those in front. And on the side, I have 2 of the Atmos Audio still, because they are an amazing brand. And I got the T5V on this one here, on the other side here. And on the back, I get the JBL 305 Mark II, I think. I got 2 of those for the back, for the surround. And on the ceiling, that was a tricky one, because in my place, I don't have a lot of space to seal those speakers. So I had the JBL Mark II again for the ceiling, but they were way too massive, so it was almost impossible to screw them on the ceiling. So the one that I got now, it's better, but they're more expensive, are the small Genelec. I got 4 of those, and they are amazing. It's really precise. And on the subwoofer, I got an Atmos Audio. Don't remember which model, but it's all the same category. So it doesn't matter if you mix them, but I would suggest the first 3 on front, they are the most. It should be the same thing. On the side, try to keep it as much as the same brand as possible. But for me, the JBL wasn't sell, so that's why I went for them. And the Genelec. So at least for the one on the ceiling, having 4 that they're exactly the same thing is crucial. And then the 2 on the back, in the end, it's mostly for ambience, for surround, so it doesn't matter if it's all the same, as long as they are EQ'd perfectly, as long as the level of the decibel are exactly the same. You have to really EQ your room with the panel, you have to EQ the speaker with a meter, and you have to make sure that they are exactly the right decibel meter level. And for me, I mixed everything and I adjusted everything at 80 decibel. And the main card, the thing that runs everything for me, it's my Atmos card. This is the thing that runs my speakers. It was not possible until this year, because if you want to do Atmos, you have to invest in so many cards in Pro Tools and, Avid and all that stuff, or it's really complicated. You have to find a bunch of cards to make them all together, because there's not a lot of cards that can receive 12 speakers and can do Atmos. So this year, Audient Aurea just came out with one product, an all-in-one kind of card inclusive that is specialized for Atmos. And it runs on Pro Tools, DaVinci, whatever. The card was around $3,000, but it was a must. It's because that's what you just need, one card to make everything run, compared to before you would need maybe 2-3 cards to make everything work for Atmos. So when that came out this year and I saw this product, it just changed everything, and that's what makes me decide, let's go Atmos, because finally you just need to have one product that takes care of everything. So that's it. This is my quick little tour that just showcased what I have, what I'm using to make my feature film. Like I said, the goal is just to invest in something that is good quality, that is not that expensive, but you can do so much. So just go get the basics, go get what you need, invest in good quality gear that's gonna last forever. Knowing that maybe 2 years ago I said, hey, am I gonna have an Atmos studio? Of course, I would have said, of course not. But now that I'm in it, I would have never go back, because once you're in it and you've tried all that stuff, it's really hard to go back. So stay tuned for more videos. I'm gonna go through Pro Tools. I'm gonna go explaining exactly how I did my sound design, how I'm using Atmos. So please subscribe, hit that like button, and we'll see you in the next one.